Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gio back with another video. Today I'm going to be sharing what's in my tool bag. So, let's get into it. Just to preface this off, I am not a professional handyman, carpentry person, whatever. This is for me to use on sets of video production shoots and just at home doing DIY stuff. With the bag, it is a Husky 16-inch bag. Has a nice handle on it. It also has, I had to add this, but it has a shoulder strap on it. And it is pretty large. It can fit a good amount of stuff. And I don't recommend filling it up because it gets heavy really fast. So to start off with, in the middle is the M12 fuel hammer drill. I think a lot of you guys know what this is. Really good drill, actually. Super small and lightweight compared to like my Dewalt XR 20 volt. So yeah, that's the Milwaukee 1/2-inch chuck hammer drill. Really good. And then the second one, I got it as a combo, is the Milwaukee impact driver, 1/4-inch impact driver. Has the 3 modes, so you can do light duty work with it. It is pretty compact, but I gotta say it's actually not that much smaller than my Dewalt Impact XR, which I was very surprised about. I thought this was gonna be way tinier, but when you put it side by side, they aren't that much smaller. So that is the Milwaukee 1/4-inch impact. Next up is gonna be a hammer. I have a 20-ounce S-Wing hammer. Really good hammer, actually. I enjoy the weight of it, but the only thing I wish they would have done better or different, I guess, would be making the head or the face a little bigger. That way when you're striking stuff, you have, it's just a better chance of hitting it and not slipping off. So that is the 20-ounce S-Wing hammer. Really nice comfort grip. After that is kind of a pry bar slash flathead screwdriver. This one is just from Pittsburgh, Harbor Freight. I used to work there, so I have a lot of Harbor Freight items just because I got a lot of discounts and could stack them at the time. So this is really good. It's nice to just beat on, if you can even see that. It doesn't have a striking plate, but you can, this back end was able to take a nice beating, actually. And it's supposedly magnetized on the ends, but I think that wore off. I have some sandpaper, just some for different things. Next up, I have a hacksaw. This has a metal cutting blade on it. I actually use it a lot to cut not PVC. I use it a lot to cut plexiglass because we use plexiglass a lot with film and video. This comes in handy actually when you have extra pieces that are not flush cut. So that's kind of what I've been using it as recently. I have a nail puller slash pry bar from S-Wing. It's a 11-inch double end nail puller. Super nice. I use this end for striking. And yeah, it's nice and sharp and can get into the nails. After that, we have some extension pliers, some needle nose ones that are straight, and then also some 90 degrees ones that are bent, obviously. These are good for just getting in weird tight spaces. Yeah, I don't use them a lot, but they're handy when they need to be used. Next up, I got a hole saw, and I got a hole saw kit. That is not in this bag, but sometimes I carry it when I need it. Wire wheels, cleaning off metal, or really anything. So those come in handy. I have a whole set in here. Even like a little cup one that you can throw in the drill. And then just use it like that. Usually I'm not using them too often, but when I do, it's nice to have them. Electrical tape, when you are putting extension cords together, it's nice to just tape them up. That way they don't get unplugged, or you tape it to the ground so nobody trips over it. We got these like step-up bits. I haven't used this one, but I have a smaller one that gets used every now and then. These are handy for the fact that you don't need to know. You can kind of guesstimate how big the hole is. So I got 2 of those guys for the drill. And then that looks like it's all for the big compartment. On the side we have a tape measure from Milwaukee, the 16-foot stud. Really nice, and it is large writing, so that is super cool. That I got for free actually through the Milwaukee grid program. Next thing I'll go in is the pockets closest to the camera. First, we have a file for sharpening axes. I sharpen my knife sometimes with it if I need it. Smoothing out the plexiglass sometimes when I need that. And to clean it, basically I just wipe it on my pants like that, and then it usually gets out the metal shavings and stuff. Next up is a pair of Linesman Suppliers. The pliers are, I believe, all Dewalt. I thought they were pretty good. I had some Pittsburgh ones, but I honestly didn't like the Pittsburgh ones at all. So I upgraded to Dewalt. Yeah, Linesman pliers. Next up is some channel locks, or water pump pliers as some people like to call them. These guys are the 12-inch regular Dewalt ones. The water pump pliers are channel locks. These ones are alright. They have a little bit of play in them. But not too much, and you can grip down on stuff with them, so they're pretty good. They're good for DIY people, and I'm sure professionals use them also. Next up would be the quick adjust Cobra type Nippex style pliers with the button. You can see there, you just kind of adjust them. These are definitely my favorite. They have a little opening for like bolts and things like that, so you can quick adjust. They're just really handy, actually. One thing I gotta say is the rubber of the handles come off kind of easily. This guy ripped off. I want to go get it warranted, but they've been out of stock, and so if you want to warranty Harbor Freight tools, it's kind of hard when they don't have them in stock. So there's a downside of Harbor Freight tools. Little small pair, I think these are like 8-inch or 6-inch water pump pliers or channel locks. The reason I have 3 is because I don't like to carry an adjustable wrench, because I just feel like that doesn't get a firm grip. Whereas if I had 2 of these, I kind of don't need the adjustable wrenches for most things. Sometimes obviously I think it would help, but 99% of the time I'm good with those, and if I really need to fix something, I can bring it home to my wrench set. Other than that, the last thing on this side will be a pair of vice grips. These are probably Pittsburgh ones. The jaws are pretty soft on them. They're wide open, so that's kind of a downside. But sometimes it's good to have the wide open jaws, just that they're soft. I wish that the metal was a little better. And so those are the vice grips, or locking pliers. We got like a knockoff Milwaukee fastback from Dewalt. Again, I used to work at Harbor Freight, so I have a lot of tools from there because we got 20% off and sometimes 25% off of everything that we bought. So I got 2 of those in there. Next up, we'll go into my dikes, or my diagonal cutters. These guys are actually not straight. So if you see, that is straight, and then the handle goes up at an angle so you can get into those tighter places. Next up, we got some slip joint pliers. These guys are actually really nice. I use these probably the most out of all the pliers. Just handy to have and well built. Next up is my needle nose pliers. These guys are great. They have a little cutter, really handy, and yeah, just your standard pair of needle nose, probably like a 7-inch, 8-inch guy. Wire strippers. I don't do too much electrical stuff, but sometimes with chargers and things like that, you have to mess with them and get them to fix, because if you don't have batteries and you don't have power, you don't have a set. Simple as that. Next up is just some scissors slash cutters, shears. Really actually good. There's only been one thing that I did not enjoy cutting with these, and that was some double-sided tape. Other than that, with plants, with regular tape, with cardboard, with a lot of things, these are pretty much my go-to. I don't use regular scissors often. This is one of those ratcheting screwdrivers, and if you did not know, you can take off the back end and have a 1/4 inch like socket adapter for it, so you can actually put it on there. It comes with a couple different heads and things like that, which is really nice. I have a magnetic pickup tool, super cool. You can obviously pick magnetic stuff up with it. After that, we have something actually not from Harbor Freight, and that is a Klein Stubby screwdriver. It's like one of those 4-in-1s, has flathead and Phillips, and then when you spin it around, it has a different flathead and a Phillips #1. So we usually use Phillips #2, obviously, and then under that we have a ratcheting Doyle version of that. I like using the Klein version of this, the non-ratcheting one, because it's Klein. But if they didn't have brands on them, I probably would stick with Doyle, honestly, because it's actually a better one. And I'm pretty sure Klein does have a ratcheting screwdriver, so yeah, if I wanted to pay up, I would, but I don't. This is also another regular size Klein 10 or 11-in-1 screwdriver. Really good, really heavy duty. I don't think it has Torx in it. Just has Phillips, square head, and flathead, and then also the nut drivers, which is fine. I would really love it if they had Torx, but they unfortunately do not. And so after that, we have a Klein like mini one, has different bits to it and super handy. This guy is a ratcheting Doyle screwdriver, very similar to the Klein one, just this one ratchets. Again, I wish I had the Klein brand, but this is probably actually a better screwdriver as long as the ratcheting mechanism works. If the ratcheting mechanism gets jammed up, then I will go with the Klein more often. But yeah, this guy also has Torx in it. You can see that. So this one has Torx. It doesn't have a T25, which is a big bummer, but better than not having any Torx, because sometimes I find myself needing a Torx bit. So we'll put everything back, and I have it like organized in a certain way that I know where everything's at, so I don't have to always look inside the bag to see where everything's at, because it should be organized the way I usually have it. We have some Milwaukee demolition gloves, or what are they called? Impact Cut Level 5 Nitro Dipped gloves. These were also free from the grid program, so that's kind of nice. Next, we have a Dewalt Tough System case with some bits and drill bits, some drill bits to drill holes with. So those are really nice, and also have some random little screws just in case we need to attach something to a wall or a ceiling. And those work perfect with the Milwaukee impact or with a Milwaukee drill. Over here we have some 6-inch, I think, extended ones. Got a Phillips one, and then a Milwaukee Torx Milwaukee bit T25. Because I feel like I have a lot of screws that have T25s. So we'll put the gloves back and then move on to my side, where I will start off with a pair of mini vice grips. Those are tight. These are Bremen brand from Harbor Freight. These ones are much superior than the Pittsburgh ones, and I highly recommend these over Pittsburgh every day. But I bought the Pittsburgh pack, so I do use them. Once they break, I'm probably going to warranty them out and go for Bremen. Just ask them to upgrade me to Bremen. This guy is a grease slash lubricant. It's really helpful actually to have this. You never know what you're going to need it for. Doors that squeak that you don't want to squeak. Locks that don't work and things like that. Here we got a bunch of little zip ties. We can zip tie lights to make sure they don't come loose or don't fall off of stands and things like that. Next up we have some Allen wrenches, some standard and some metric. Really good to have those. Base plates use Allen heads sometimes. Top handles of cameras use Allen heads sometimes. And they're super helpful to have. Next up we got some wire brushes, a steel one and a brass one. I have a couple of those. Really handy to have when you got to clean metal. If it's more delicate, and a wire brush will just tear it up, like the one for the drill. Next up we have some nut drivers, color-coded ones. I don't understand the color coding, but it helps. I know this little one is 1/4 inch. I know this green one is 5/8, I believe, or 5/16, and then the big one is 3/8. So those are nice to use with the impact. Next up we have some socket adapters if I never need to use those inside the impact, and I have sockets on hand. I'm good to go. We will go inside the Velcro packs. This guy is just kind of a hardware catch-all pack. I have some belt hooks for Dewalt stuff. I have a magnet with some different screws and things like that we might use on set. And then also just some more hardware. And next up, in the next one, I have a lot of blades for like the knives, replacement blades, all different kinds of knives. Always great to have because you can use them for scrapers too. Even some X-Acto knives. If we're cutting out a piece of cardboard for like a grid or something like that. Just handy to have, and you always want a sharp knife because a dull knife doesn't cut. Next up we got some levels. One has a straight one, a vertical one, and then a 45-degree one. It also has a small ruler on it in inches, because if you aren't in inches you're small. Pause. And I have this little cheapo one that isn't, the magnet sucks, but it's a level at the end of the day. And that's all I need it to do, is make sure I have level objects. I have a pick set, getting out gunk from base plates and all sorts of things. If I can get them all out. There's 4 of them from that little like dollar set. I have a little string level, which is nice and handy to make sure like lines are even. I actually have 2 of those guys. After that, we have a 5-in-1, 10-in-1, whatever scraper. Really nice because you can get under stuff, pry it up. You can scrape off paint. If you have stickers on items that are going to be in your frame, you can basically just scrape them off. If you have bolts that are this size, you can take it off. Paint cans, if you're painting a fake wall, you can take it off. Chisels, just this one's a 3/4 inch chisel. This guy is a 1/2 inch chisel. Really more like demo chisels than woodworking chisels. And then we have some pencils that we don't really use. And then we also carry a center punch for like precision holes, for holes that we don't want to walk with the drill. Again, just a nice little Harbor Freight one. In California, those are known as glass breakers because we have criminals. What a wonderful life. Let's just start right here where my lights are. You can see that is a little wand light. Has 2 modes, actually 3 because you can hold it like that. This is so useless as far as I know. It does have a little magnet that is okay. Good for like my truck when I do oil changes and things like that. Usually I have another large regular flashlight, but I've been carrying that around as an everyday one. This one is a mini guy because sometimes you just need a flashlight on set and it's dark and you need light. Next thing is a combination square, rafting square, whatever. This is a really cheap one. I want to upgrade this eventually, but I don't need to right now. If something isn't working, we need to know if the actual plug isn't working or if it's what the problem is. Basically, is it an extension cord that's bad or what? So we use this to do that with. And then we also have a plug tester, and this saves our butt every now and then. Luckily on sets we don't run into too much electrical stuff, and even if we did, I don't know anything about electrical. I just know how to find the problem sometimes. So if we need to change an extension cord, we can, instead of thinking that the outlet might be bad. Next up, we have some drill attachments. This guy is a right angle drill attachment. Super handy actually for getting under, like last time I used it was for the refrigerator. And then we also have some center drilling drill bits for hanging up doors and things like that, like fake doors on fake walls. Super handy. And then just some other quick release stuff. Other than that, that's it on that one. And then I think in our final compartment is plumbing stuff. So I got some, I forget what kind of tape this is, Teflon tape, but we use it for showers and things like that if we're changing shower heads at home or on set, because yes, we actually do change stuff in people's homes or on sets and things like that because it needs to look a certain way. And here we got a tubing cutter. This I haven't used on a set, but we've used at home for different pipes and PVC kind of stuff. These guys I just got because I thought it was a good idea. You basically put them in a piece of pipe and can get like a wrench or something on it and start twisting. Alright, so that is my tool bag for home and work use. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you can take away some stuff. Let me know if you want to know more about any of the Harbor Freight tools. I know they're a big topic in the tool world. I like buying tools. I like playing with tools. I like making stuff. And so that's kind of why I have some higher end stuff that maybe not everyone needs. I like spending money on tools, and I just like decent to high quality tools like this, and then all the way down to the cheap crap Harbor Freight stuff, because it gets the job done a lot of times. Like these are crappy, but it gets the job done a lot of times, and I can't ask for more than that. So I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and let me know if you want me to build something, or you want me to go over any of these tools like the file or some of the Cobra pliers. I look forward to doing that for you. So have a great day, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. See ya.